Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking news coming to us from Detroit's west side. It has happened again. Another young child shot because of an unsecured firearm in a home.
And this time it is a 4-year-old shot, according to police, by his 9-year-old brother. Mara McDonald at the scene right now, live with the very latest. We understand you're on Larchmont Street. What do we know at this point, Mara?
Karen, we know that that little 4-year-old is at the hospital and that they expect he is going to recover from this. But he's got, bullet holes in his cheek as well as his shoulder. Let me show you. No adults were home, but 3 young children, 11, 9, and 4, were all inside. A 17-year-old sister may or may not have been inside when the shooting happened. Police are working on it. But a 9-year-old boy knew his older brother had a gun and took his little 4-year-old brother upstairs to look at it.
Started playing with the gun, shot the young boy right through his cheek. 4-year-old, talking about a baby. Through his cheek and his left shoulder. Thankfully, he's listed in temporary serious condition. You can heal from these kind of scars, but you got the mental wounds as well. That not only the older brother, when I say older, he's still just a child. He's a little boy himself, pulling the trigger, shooting his brother, and then the wounds that the brother's going to have. Gun locks. This is the second time in 9 days a young child has been shot by an unsecured gun. Detroit police give out free gun locks at every single precinct, but the reality is this firearm shouldn't have been in the older brother's possession in the first place. Take a listen. He did mention to one of the officers that his brother showed him the gun before. So it's the gun's registered to someone in Southfield. We got to work through that. He is on probation himself. He shouldn't be in possession of the weapon, the 20-year-old. There's just so much we need to work through. But again, it's just senselessness that the officers got to come. They have to endure this. The neighbors around here have to endure this. And it's a little boy that's going to struggle now. Back here live, you can see Detroit police on the scene out here. There is a lot to be done out here. Police have taken 2 young men into custody in connection with this. Not for this, but on outstanding warrants. They're trying to get down to the bottom of who they are, what their connection is to the firearm. In other words, there's a lot to be done. We're live on Detroit's west side. I'm Mara McDonald. Local 4.
Horrific story. All right, thank you, Mara. Our other top story tonight, parents and police on edge after a series of fights over at Taylor High School.
Cell phone video captures several of these brawls as they happened. Sean Lay with us live. Sean, parents say there's been a fight every day this week.
And that's the thing. To be fair, Devin, fights can happen at schools and do happen at schools anytime, anywhere. It's the number of fights here at Taylor High School right behind me just this week alone, and just how absolutely out of control these fights are. We're going to show you some video here. I got to warn you, it's really violent, really disturbing. Videos sent to us by a concerned parent, videos posted to Instagram and going viral, showing fight after fight after fight at Taylor High School just this week. This mom has kids that go to Taylor High. You're seeing these this week. You keep seeing the videos and the viciousness. What are you thinking when you're looking at that?
That I'm scared for my kids to go to school.
Staff members trying to break up these fights get hit over and over as they just try to stop the swarming. Taylor police shared with me what they are dealing with at Taylor High this week alone. I relayed that information to this worried mom. 4 fights Monday, 2 Tuesday, 1 yesterday with an arrest of a female who pepper sprayed a number of people.
That was yesterday, yep. And it's terrible. I mean, so all the innocent bystanders are suffering because of other people's fights.
Taylor Police Officer Corporal David Denlar is the school resource officer for Taylor Schools. Taylor has about 16 schools. Yeah. There's about 1,600 kids at the high school.
Correct.
How many resource officers do you have?
You're looking at them.
Denlar says the high school has security, staff. They have him. They have extra police patrols this week. But the fights explode, then get out of control.
There's a lot of people present. But again, we're outnumbered.
I pray every morning and every night that my kids are safe and they have a good day at school. And it shouldn't be like that. I'm scared for my kids to go to school. I don't want to get a phone call that my daughter was attacked or even hurt in the crossfire of what's happening there.
And that could indeed happen with a person spraying pepper spray in the school during one of these fights yesterday. A girl has been arrested by Taylor police. Look, the interim superintendent here has been responsive to us late today, wants to respond to all these fights, and putting out a letter and email to parents and a statement to us explaining that there are programs in place right here and in the district to gain coping skills for kids. There's a way for students and anyone to report any violence or threats, and a hearing for a kid in the school can lead to an expulsion. Now, here's part of a statement from Michael Rager, interim superintendent of Taylor Schools. We understand the importance of maintaining a safe school environment where students can focus on learning, and we encourage everyone in our district to notify our administration when they hear of anything that jeopardizes that. Much more of his statement and the letter that went home to the parents today on clickondetroit.com. We're live in Taylor. Sean Lay, Local 4, back to you.
We will keep following it. All right, Sean. Now, the expanded United Auto Workers strike on the edge of expanding still further. UAW President Shawn Fain has scheduled yet another social media live address to his membership set for tomorrow morning.
And this is on the heels of last night's strike escalation over at the Ford Kentucky truck plant. Local 4 business editor Rob Maloney joins us live with the very latest. He's at the Michigan Assembly plant in Wayne with a look at where things stand and where they're headed. Rod.
Well, you know, it was 6 days ago now that Shawn Fain basically let General Motors off the hook, saying they'd made a major concession, which they had, allowing the EV plants to be unionized down the line. But that's causing trouble with the Ford situation now. And the question is, will he pull the trigger on that strike tomorrow? Well, he met with Stellantis today. We're going to have to wait and see. But here's where things stand out here on the picket line.
UAW President Shawn Fain isn't just talking about his membership anymore. He believes he's leading a global uprising.
I am just conveying the message from the membership and from the working class people over this country and this world that we're fed up with the billionaire class taking everything, the corporate class taking everything, and workers being left behind.
Sending the 8,700 Kentucky truck plant line workers out on strike is meant to put an economic hurt on the company and its leadership. They in turn remind membership on the picket line their pay gets slashed by 2/3, receiving only $500 a week strike pay. But they also will not see those fat profit-sharing checks next spring. Ford Blue President Kumar Galhotra saying this afternoon,
we have to set is a very clear limit beyond which it starts to hurt our business and starts to hurt our future. And that is not good for anybody.
On the picket line, Fain's bluster and strike tactics are actually welcome.
I think it was a good thing. I believe them truck plants should have went on strike before. I think he's putting pressure on the way he should be, and I'm proud of what he's doing and how he's doing it.
Wayne State University business professor Dr. Merrick Master says he is not so certain class warfare is constructive at this point.
What they need to engage in now is problem solving so that they can get what they want to settle for their membership, to get a contract ratified, and then move on.
And so where things stand right now, it looks like all sides are very far apart. A lot of work to do to get this thing done, and a lot of speculation out here on the picket line as to what Shawn Fain will do in the morning and whether that will be the Arlington SUV plant or even something in Stellantis. So we'll just have to wait and see. Back to you.
Okay, so Rod, obviously there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle. I get that. But in particular with Ford, what is holding up the Ford strike talks?
Well, it's that EV plant situation is what Ford is saying. It's a very complicated legal matter for jobs that haven't even been created yet. And so solving that is a major issue. But they also say that Shawn Fain is still pushing for pensions and for other retirement security that the company says may just break the bank.
Oh, still so much to figure out. All right, we appreciate it. Thank you, Rod. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Israel, vowing U.S. support for Israel's defense against Hamas. Now, the search for hostages taken and providing humanitarian channels for civilians caught in the crossfire.
Blinken confirms at least 27 Americans have now been killed, and the mission to locate more than 100 people held captive by Hamas continues. During his visit, Blinken met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whose office released graphic and shocking images of atrocities against civilians by Hamas militants this morning.
They use hostages as human shields, and they're very willing to give the hostages up to be sacrificed.
We're doing everything we can to secure the release of the hostages, working closely with our Israeli partners.
After leaving Tel Aviv, Secretary Blinken was going to travel to Qatar to meet with senior officials there tomorrow.
Meantime, Detroit Lions linebacker Alex Anzalone's parents have safely arrived home from Israel. They were among about 50 people affiliated with a Florida-based church who were in the country. Anzalone posted this on social media today, expressing gratitude for his parents' safe return.
An elderly woman has fallen victim to a scammer, an employee of the United States Federal Trade Commission. Adrian police say the woman called police after the scammer tricked her into withdrawing $18,000 from her bank, was still on the phone threatening to arrest her if she didn't send him the money. When police arrived and confronted the scammer on the phone, the scammer threatened to arrest the detectives for interfering and hung up on them.
Wow.
Right?
Well, a man charged in a deadly hit-and-run accident that happened more than a month ago in Macomb County. 25-year-old Shane Flaherty faces a sentence of up to 15 years for failure to stop at the scene of an accident resulting in death. Police say Flaherty hit a 42-year-old man with his SUV and kept driving in the early morning hours of August 29th. The victim's body was found near the I-94 overpass near Cotton Road in Chesterfield Township. Police say Flaherty has been cooperating with their investigation from the start. He is out tonight on personal bond until his next court date. Local youth director is known for impacting and elevating the lives of countless children around Detroit.
But tonight the focus is on giving back to him through an elaborate surprise that our Tim Pamplin watched unfold firsthand.
7 Mile and 75 inside America's Community Council's Youth Center. They do so much for the youngsters in this neighborhood. And there's one man standing tall in the community, and his name is Coach Virgil Phillips. He just made his way inside the gymnasium here, and he has no idea what's about to happen.
But my mother instilled in me, always take care of your own home. And the community was my home. I bought my first house in this neighborhood at 19. So I saw myself being here for the next 50 years, and it's been the case. So I wrapped my arm around the whole community. Every kid in this community is important to me.
Some of the youngsters, well, they're men now, very successful. There's Dion Harris there in the green. They say they owe their success to Coach Phillips.
I owe that all to Virgil, because every single year he just pushed me and made me believe that I was a great basketball player. I remember one time I'm walking down State Fair, see him at the gas station. He told my mom, if you don't get this man in the gym, he ain't gonna be nothing.
Well, of course, he, along with Dion, went to become Mr. Basketball, U of M standouts, and onto the professional leagues. Well, now, that surprise I spoke about, take a listen.
Oh my God!
Yes, the gym here along 7 Mile, named after Virgil Phillips, a man that has done so much for his community. His name is along the sidelines, the plaque is on the wall. This is Coach Virgil's home. For all the lives that Coach V has touched, I think we can all say thank you. I think we'll leave the last words to the coach.
It just takes one person to make that commitment, and others will follow. I got a lot of followers now that help me do this. I don't do this alone. I started alone, but I don't do it alone.
Tim Pamplin, Local 4.